Identifying, locating, and finding your target audience is your business's first and maybe even most important marketing task. And this is because the success or failure of every single thing you do ultimately comes down to your ability to clearly define exactly who it is that you're trying to reach out to. Finding your target audience or your target market is so important that the word market is baked right into the word marketing itself. So let me show you how it's done. One of the biggest differences between brands and businesses that thrive and succeed and manage to be profitable every year versus those that struggle and stay stuck or ultimately fail really comes down to their ability to locate, find, identify, and connect with their target market and those ideal customers that they want to serve and attract and sell to. But first things first, whether we're talking about target audience or target market or ideal customers, or customer avatars, or any different combination of all those terms, they pretty much all mean the exact same thing. Essentially, it's nothing more than a group of potential customers that you want to attract or sell to. That's your target market. That's your target audience. And here's why getting your target market or your target audience right is just so important. Now, matching your message, your offer, your business with your ideal perfect customers or audience you're trying to reach to, this is the key to success. And when you get it right, all of your marketing, all of your efforts, all of your business becomes ridiculously more effective and ridiculously more profitable. And I'm not talking about making an extra few sales or attracting an extra few customers or increasing your revenue by 1 or 2%. I'm talking about exponential growth and the ability to literally transform your entire business. Get your target market and your messaging right and find the alignment between the two, and attracting new customers and making more sales becomes almost effortless. But get it wrong, and the sad reality is that most businesses do, which explain the dismal statistics on businesses' success rates and why so many fail. Well, this is the reason that so many end up stuck and stalled and just spinning in circles, wondering why nothing's ever working. And well, you deserve better. Now, obviously, the first step to finding your target audience comes down to properly identifying who exactly they are. So we're going to start there. Now, when it comes down to identifying your target market and to clearly define who they are, the very first thing you need to do is realize that not everyone is your target market. Okay, so here's the deal. There are a ton of people in your niche, each with completely different levels of experience and knowledge. So truly appealing to everybody in your niche is literally impossible. Also, while we're on the subject, your market usually only appeals to either men or women. Now, there are cases where you can market to both because of the niche you're in, but typically men and women have completely different selling processes. There's an expression that we have in marketing that says, when you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. And the way that works is because by trying to appeal to everyone, by trying to attract everyone, you're forced to limit your message and not address certain pain points because they simply don't jive with everyone, making it far less attractive and far less appealing to the people that you actually want to attract. So to help you break down this number of people that you want to market to, well, I've got one powerful marketing model to share with you. Alright, so when it comes to identifying your target market and really defining who they are, I like to use something called deep dive avatar research. Now, this is where we stop speaking to everybody or all customers and we actually zoom in on the one specific person who's most likely to buy from you. Because the truth is, you don't need everyone, you just need the one person who would benefit the most from your product. And the best way to figure that out is by answering a series of really simple but really powerful questions. The very first question we ask is, who is this person? Really, not just if they're male, female, 35 years old and lives in Chicago. I mean, what does a day in their life actually look like? How do they spend their mornings? What kind of work do they do? What stage of life are they in? And by writing out a short overview in just a few sentences, you stop thinking about the numbers and the traffic and you start thinking about the actual human being that would enjoy this product. And here's the key. When you do this, you've got to look at it through what I call the magnitude lens. So ask yourself, is this problem they're facing a high magnitude problem or a low magnitude problem? Because here's the truth. If it's a low magnitude problem or something they don't care that much about and that's not affecting them right now, they're not going to pay you. And you can't build a serious product around it. But if it's a high magnitude problem and is keeping them up at night, costing them money, stressing them out every single day, then that's the signal. That's where people will act, and that's where you can charge. Once we've got that picture in mind, we go even deeper. Next, we ask, what are the fears holding this person back? And here I want you to list out 5 of them. But here's where we take it a little bit further. Don't just list surface level fears like I might waste money. That's the conscious stuff. That's the stuff they'll actually say out loud. What you really want to uncover are the hidden fears and the hidden beliefs underneath, like, I failed before, so maybe I'm not capable, or if this doesn't work, people I know will laugh at me. Those hidden fears are way more powerful than the conscious ones because they live under the surface and they silently drive every buying decision. But we don't just stop at fears because people don't only buy to escape pain, they also buy to move towards something they want. So now we ask, what are their desires? Again, list 5 and again, split these into 2 categories. The short-term desires or quick wins like I want to make an extra money this month or I want to feel confident this week. And the long-term desires such as identity level goals like I want to be this kind of person who never has to stress about bills again, or I want to be known as the leader in my space. Short-term desires help you frame your quick wins, your entry-level products. Long-term desires help you frame your bigger offers, your more transformational solutions. Next question would be, what are their objections? And this one is huge, right? I want you to ask, what are the top 5 reasons this person might not buy? Maybe it's too expensive, maybe it's because they don't have the time, maybe it's because they don't think it'll work for them, or maybe they've tried and failed before. But don't stop at listing them. Use those objections to design around your product. For example, if people are scared of being overwhelmed, you can add built-in templates and done-for-you components, or a community that holds their hand along the way. If people are scared of time, make your product frictionless with a fast track aspect. In other words, objections aren't something you argue against. They're essentially a blueprint for what your product should include. Now, once we've got these fears, desires, and objections, we move to the motivators. These are the 5 biggest reasons why someone actually pulls out their wallet and buys. And here's the kicker. You've got to tag each motivator as either towards or away. Are they moving towards something like an identity goal, freedom, status, growth, or impact? Or are they moving away from something like pain, stress, frustration, embarrassment? The towards people usually buy into longer timelines and higher ticket transformations. The away people want urgent fixes, quick wins, and they're willing to pay for speed. Once you know this, you'll know exactly how to frame your offer. And finally, we bring it back to the basics. Demographics. So questions fitting this would be, what's their average age range? What kind of lifestyle do they live? Are they early in their career, hustling to make something happen? Or are they later in life trying to break free and live on their own terms? But don't stop at the numbers. Ask yourself, what exact words do they use when they complain to their friends? Because phrases like, I'm stuck, I'm overwhelmed, I'm embarrassed, I still don't have this figured out. That's your copy. That could be your ad headline. That's the line that makes someone stop at scrolling and think, okay, that's me. So by the end of this exercise, you won't just have some vague idea of your target market. You have a living, breathing picture of one person. You know what keeps them awake at night, what excites them in the morning, what frustrates them every single day, and what finally makes them say yes. And when your marketing speaks to that one person using their fears, their desires, their hidden beliefs, their objections, and their exact language, suddenly it doesn't feel like marketing anymore. It feels like a one-to-one conversation, and that's when selling stops being hard and starts being natural. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out.